Hi everybody, I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm doing this video because I just watched Jareeza video where they interviewed okay where they interviewed Antonio. This is it right here. Jareeza. They interviewed Antonio with another guy who's African and another lady. They're all different African eccentricity, how you pronounce that word. So I'm thinking this is going to be, a fair debate discussion. But even though a lot of it seems to be on the line of fairness, it really wasn't. It was like one-sided. Even though those interviewers there, they seem to be. To me, it's like a pretend to be more understanding of African Americans, ADOS. Because of the way they line it up, they showed all the points, and then Antonio get to give his reasons or whatever. But they're bringing up all these other points. Don't really understand that even if Samuel L. Jackson played Mandela and Jennifer Hudson played Mandela's wife, and Will Smith played some African doctor. I'm not sure who played Mandela's wife, but Samuel L. Jackson played somebody when he was in this movie. They use those as excuses for African American to allow everybody, and it's mostly Nigerians, that are the one that are getting these parts and whatever. And so they're the one with the biggest problem. So what get me? The title of it was Not My Harriet, because ADOS done punched through politically and getting and educating, bringing knowledge, giving insight to African American ADOS about what is happening, and the fact that and Antonio brought out a perfect point when they tried to make the point about Nigerian getting parts. And as we know, Antonio got the data. So like he said, those Nigerians, well, you can look this up and and listen to it and see how Antonio made it clear. He said those African Nigerians that's in the Bronx or Brooklyn or New York or wherever their little town is, their wealth is 70,000, 150,000, 70,000. They liquid is 70,000, but the African American ADOS that's actually there with them, theirs is $200 liquid. So you're using this as an excuse for ADOS to allow immigrants out of other countries to come in. If they want to play acting roles, that's fine. This is America. All of these are American roles. Now, if you, like I say now, Mandela is out of South Africa. So they had Jennifer Hudson play that role. My thing is, adults should be allowed to have roles considering their wealth, their economic wealth, and the fact that, according to Antonio, their liquid wealth is $200 in comparison to the Nigerian African who's all like 70,000 liquid. So it's always this thing. I don't understand the situation. Like I said, this is not all of that. It's just propaganda. It's just talking points. But when you're looking at it from lineage, these people, these Nigerians, they did not come, like they described the part how I guess over there in Barbados, one of these on there, how they were enslaved, how they was treated horribly. Yeah, they were treated horribly. But that happened in Barbados. That didn't happen in America. Barbados have an experience of slavery that was cruel, horrible, whatever. But ADOS, African America in the United States, in America, has a unique experience. Everybody has their own unique experience as a group of people. And Nigerian had their group, and I guess British had their group, had their experiences as far as whatever. But they come to America, like I say, they get their reparations by coming to America and playing the experience of African American ADOS. And that's where the problem comes in at. And they're trying to convince us that we are wrong to feel about the way we feel about. We're not wrong to feel about anything, and they're not wrong to feel the way they feel. But so I like, okay. But the thing that irked me was how it ended. She gave a great point that resonated with me and Antonio, and then she allowed Antonio to comment on it, and as Antonio was expressing his thought on it, she turned into CNN, NBC, all of these main media people. She turned into them and said, that's not where I'm trying to be. Where was I? I think I was under the Google. Was I? Was I on the Google? I'm not sure where I was. Okay, I think I was still under this. Let me see. Okay, history. I'm trying to get back to that article I was on. I'm not absolutely sure where that article was, but I will find it. Was it on the Twitter? I doubt it. It wasn't on the Twitter. Was it on the this? Where was you? It wasn't there. I do a lot of stuff. It wasn't here. I'm looking at some everybody. So where was this article? I lost the article that I was reading. It's a Wikipedia article. I want to think it was in here. I'm not sure. It was a Wikipedia article. If I don't see it, I can easily go back and pull it back up. Okay. So did I type it in? What did I type in? Yeah, I think I typed it in. But anyway, I'm gonna pull it. It's that Wikipedia article. I'm gonna pull it back up. I'm gonna pull that article back up. It was on the did I type it? I forgot how I got there. But let me type it back in. It was I think it was AL. No, that definitely wasn't it. Let me go back here and see what the name was. The name was, okay, right. It was Al Jazeera. Okay, Al Jazeera. Okay, Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera. Okay. It's a news outlet. And I was in Wikipedia reading it. So let me find it. Al Jazeera. Let me see. No, that's not it. Okay, I put it. It say who owns. That's where it was. Who owned it? That's where it was. Okay, according to this, I wanted to know. Okay, because of the way they treated Antonio, I need to. I said so. These people act like they are owned by main media, like CNN and stuff like that. So I said, let me check to see who owned this company. And according to the article, it says that, I know what it says, but I want to find it and read it to you.
Now I see why they.
Okay. I don't have no TV, but anyway, I want to finish this video before I go hear what he got to say. Anyway, okay. Wikipedia, there it goes. Okay, it says Al Jazeera is, I don't even know what it means. It's owned by Al Jazeera Media Network. Initially launched as an Arabic news and current affairs satellite TV channel. So you see that right there. They're owned by the Arabs. Al Jazeera has since expanded into a network with several outlets, including the internet. So they took their main media network and put it on YouTube and made it an internet specialty television channel in multiple languages. Okay, as we move down. Owned by Al Jazeera Media Network, Qatari government. So this is the part that I see. So this network is owned by the Arabian government. So with ADOS coming up and being we can say for the most part, ADOS needed to identify themselves because African Americans is what ADOS was. Until everybody on the planet comes to America with dark skin and claim African American. Which I'm fine with that. But with them doing that, as these Nigerian people on there, their wealth is $70,000 in this little town where there are ADOS also 70,000 liquid, whereas ADOS is 200 liquid. And I said to myself, what's the difference between those African Americans and African Americans that wealth is at 200? It's almost none. What's the difference? We're all descend from Africa. We all live in America. We all got dark skin. What is the difference? Why is there a certain group of people locked out of opportunities? Certain outliners get opportunities, like say Denzel Washington and Samuel Washington and Jennifer Hudson, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, you got one of them, but these are, well, where do these people come from? If we do any research, we'll see how they got where they are. And for the most part, they was born into it through the Boule. But you have ADOS that are not Boule, that are not Masons or whatever these people are. ADOS is not that. So that's how that come. I understand that's how they get where they are, because they are born into this group of people that's in this, that has this membership into these particular clubs, Greek clubs, whatever. They are born into it, therefore they get it, even though they are African Americans. Even though some of them may be ADOS. But as a whole, there are only certain ones that are picked to be a part of this group, where there are the majority or not. But anyway, with all that said, the difference was, and that's how we come up with ADOS, even though this talk about ADOS and all that was here before, but the momentum stopped. Now the momentum picked back up with the Gen X, with the Gen Xers and Y. And the baby boomers are coming on board. And the millennials are coming on board. Now we got the Gen Z, the babies 19 and under. They are coming together, because they're going to have they come together with a kind of slightly new, better way of life, way of looking at things, which we got to deal with the old way of looking at things and a better way of life looking at things. But anyway, with all that said, What makes African Americans different from African Americans that live these, that get these roles, that are living a dream with these opportunities? While there are a certain group of people that are invisible, that don't have a voice, and locked out of opportunities. And it's not all because they lazy, like they want us to say. There are a certain group of people that are hardworking people. African American are hardworking people too. If descendants of slaves wasn't the hardest working people on the planet, America wouldn't be where it is. And then they come in and be replaced by Mexican, be replaced by whoever they want to replace ADOS, descendant of slavery with. But anyway, why they just continue to be pushed down and just dismiss and overlook of everything. But now these group of people, we had to say, okay, how do we identify? What's the difference? What made a certain group of African Americans different from the majority of African Americans that are making it? What is the difference? And the difference was, and this difference came about when we looked at Obama. Obama is African American. But what's the difference between Obama, based on what Obama said? Obama said we immigrants. Okay, African American are not immigrants. I don't care. Regardless of what people want to say, we are not immigrants. Immigrants immigrate here for a better life. Immigrants with an E immigrate here, leave their homes to take up stakes here. African American ADOS did not immigrate here. They didn't immigrate here. They were immigrated here. So I guess all of America is built by immigrants, because African Americans may be immigrants, but they were immigrated here by a group of people to be enslaved and build up economy, build America on the backs of these immigrants that did not come here willingly but were immigrated here through chattel slavery. Since they want to say America is, everybody in America is an immigrant, okay, there were those that immigrated here for a better life, and there were those that they immigrated here, but there were those that were immigrated here as chattel slavery to build the America that we live in now. But now these ones are no longer needed. But they're still here. We're not going anywhere. They're not dying. Even though all this stuff have been here to genocide them, they're still here. So now what? Why is there's a group of people that all the opportunities out there, why is a certain group of people not getting, basically being dismissed, overlooked, and are being told that the opportunities are there, but being dismissed? It's because they lineage with the African American slave trade, and I'm learning through Africa diaspora that lineage came out of Nigeria. So that's why these Nigerians over here are coming over here taking issue with the royalty, with their royalty people that they sold into slavery over here into the worst kind of conditions and sold into other parts. So they're over here whining and complaining and fighting, telling ADOS, oh this, oh that, oh that. We're not hearing it. We're not listening. We see what it is. It's time to rise up, and we're rising up. And the fact that we got onto this channel right here shows that we are making strides. So the country is Qatar, the language is Arabic, and the headquarters is in Doha, Qatar. Sister channels are Al Jazeera, got the English channel, got the Mubashir, Balkans documentary channels. Website It's basically an Arabian channel that hires African immigrants, because all of these people on this channel are African immigrants. Not one is African American ADOS. Not one. Then as we scroll down, we see. Now they say Jareeza Media Network is a major global news organization with 80 bureaus around the world. So, but they want ADOS to be a part of Pan-African, part of the diaspora, but then you got that whole diaspora coming down to attack the little ADOS. But you know what? It's not going to work, because ADOS got backing. So, it didn't mention in here that they independently, they are independently editorials, but the way it ended, the way the girl ended it with Antonio, shows that their editorial is not independent, because in the end, the goal was to disrespect ADOS, and that's what they did. And you can look at it for yourself and see. The network is sometimes perceived to have mainly Islamic perspective, promoting the Muslim Brotherhood and having a pro-Sunni and an anti-Shia bias in its reporting of regional issues. However, Al Jazeera insists it covers all sides of the debate, and they actually did. They covered all sides, but in the end, Antonio was disrespected. Iran's view, it says it's President Israel's view, Iran's view, and even aired video released by Osama bin Laden. Anyway, in June 2017, the Saudi, Emirati, Bahraini, and Egyptian government demanded the closure of the news station as one of the 13 demands made to Qatar during the 2017 Qatar crisis. Other media networks have spoken out in support of the network, according to Atlantic magazine. Al Jazeera presents a far more moderate, westernized face than Islamic Judaism or rigid Sunni, and though the network has been criticized as an Islamic stalking horse, it actually features very little specifically religious content in its broadcast. So we see. This is what it is. So it's good that Antonio got on there and was able to speak up for ADOS, and he got some good points out there. But that very last point, she would not allow him to finish his thought, and that was intentional. Therefore, ADOS is pushing. The fact that ADOS even got on that network globally, showing that ADOS is to be reckoned with. It is time for everybody to come together and unite. And that means hand in hand with ADOS, descendant of slavery, descendant of chattel slavery out of Nigeria, where they sold the best of the best, because we were royalty in Africa, and they sold the royalty out. Now Africa is in shambles. If you look at I forgot her name, Dr. Mumbi, even though there are good parts of Africa, Africa is in shambles. Right now, what do we see Russia doing? Selling old outdated technology to, I think, 17 countries in Africa, and Kenya trying to get in on it too. Old outdated technology. And what's that technology? Nuclear power. There's no nuclear power in Africa. But now they're selling the nuclear power to Africa so they can have their quantum leap. That's old. And Africa gonna be stuck with this for what, 30 years? But it's like a but I said when I watched the video, it's like a balloon payment. You got a 30-year mortgage, but in 5 years they're gonna balloon. You give me all my money, or we coming to take the house. My very first house was a balloon payment, so I understand a balloon payment. So what they'll sell in Africa, and all these leaders are coming together and buy it, they're selling them a balloon payment on, they're taking all that money and giving it to Russia in a balloon payment on nuclear power technology for the next 30 years, but in 5 years. I made that comment on that channel, but anyway, that is what I see. Especially when you use the word quantum. Quantum is the next level. They got quantum computers. Computers that won't deal with letters. So now that Russia and America and other Republic of China, all different countries are on this, they're selling their old technology, nuclear power. Because nuclear power is very expensive. So why would you buy nuclear power? It's highly expensive, very expensive. All of those billions of money into old, outdated technology. Computers are being run quantum now. They are faster than anything we've ever seen in, I would say, the last 5,000-6,000 years. But anyway, that's it for this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.